Hi folks, George Shively back with you on I believe this is a 2009 500 Searay Dancer. Kind of want to give you a heads up here of how things look initially. It's currently got an E-Series system on it from Searay. Might be older than that though. Maybe this is an 03. Anyway, because this has been refit already once. So anyway, existing system, E-Series, which is going to be coming off, and we're going to be replacing that with a Garmin system. We're going to be keeping the standard VHF radio and the Raymarine Pilot, make new fascia panels, and get this looking snappy and have it work well. You also notice here that there's this little contraption right there. That's kind of a telltale sign that this boat at one point had a Searay navigator system on it, and was removed probably in favor of the E120, which at the time was a good thing to do. But whoever did that, when you come down here, and Searay wiring is usually real nice, it's clean. This is what the underside of the helm looks like. Good grief. What a mess. Gonna have to try to sort this out somehow and figure out what's what and what they did, because this is just a mess. So stay tuned, we'll be back, but kind of want to give you a heads up of how things look initially, and we will be back. Thanks very much. Hey folks, back with you on the Searay. Got the helm panels out, and the top of the helm's pretty clean. It's not too much of a mess, but this is kind of one of the things that we occasionally run into. Here's the DSM module right here. It was just tucked in underneath this air conditioning vent, and kind of crazy, but it's just, this is how I found it when I opened up the helm. I mean, folks, you know, 4 stainless screws is not a big thing here. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and remove the DSM module because it's done. It's part of the Raymarine system, so it'll be coming out. C-Talk high-speed module will be coming out. Here is the VHF radio that is not this VHF radio. So I believe that the original radio was, of course, the Raymarine, because if we come over here to the side, you can see that there's the old handset and the speaker, the external speaker. And that was probably left there simply so that it didn't, you didn't have to redo the, the vinyl piece, which I get that, I understand that. But at least the guts inside the helm here should have been removed, and they were not. So we're going to take care of that. Clean this up and make this look a little bit more reliable, because right now it's hard to tell what's what. So just dropping back in, kind of show you where we're at, and we'll be back. Thank you. Hi folks, back with you. Just want to kind of show you some of the progress we've made here. Obviously you can tell the inside of the helm has definitely been cleaned out. We are going to still have to remove this radar cable, but we've identified a lot of the wirings where the tie-in is, to the data tie-in is to the SmartCraft system, and we're in the process of reducing the amount of wiring that is down here. If you look before me, you couldn't even see the compass before. That's a heck of a place to put a compass, but I guess it works. But anyway, you couldn't even tell that there was a compass there before. But anyway, move some stuff. We've got some wiring here on the floor we pulled down, and a whole slew of gear there on the floor. So we've got the radar arch open here, and we're in the process of working on that as well. So just kind of wanted to give you a quick look here at how things are going, and stay tuned, we'll be back. Howdy folks, back with you here. I want to show you a few things. This is probably going to look kind of like a mishmash here, but just bear with me for a minute. We're leaving some of the old antennas on top of the hardtop, because it's either that or put a cover plate on it, and the old GPS antennas don't work too bad. But we're marking everything so we know in the future what it is and that it's not being used. Old Searay Navigator GPS antenna, old Ray satellite WX antenna, satellite weather antenna. so we know what's going on in the future. You look in the bottom of the helm here, you'll notice it's a little bit more cleaned up. We're nowhere near done yet, but we're getting more organized. And as we're getting there, we're labeling things so we know, again, what's going on. Your labels here, label down here, label here, label there, so we know what is going on. This piece of equipment right there is part of the old Searay navigator system, and rather than remove it, I've just disconnected all the wires to it, cut back what I could, and taken it off the fuse block. I think that's a smart thing to do there. But again, as you can see here, there's a whole lot less wiring. And we can even see the compass now for the autopilot, which was hardly visible before. So anyway, just kind of checking in to show you a few things. Next thing we're going to be working on here is the wiring for, bear with me, the wiring for the VHF radio, because it's kind of a mess. It's right here. There's a speaker here, external speaker, which was connected to a data source. I'm not sure why that was happening, but so it didn't work. And the GX2150 has the ability to be a hailer, and it wasn't connected. So not sure why, what, or how that was going on, but we're going to correct that. And then all of the wiring associated with the old Ray 230 has been removed. So stay with us. Just want to kind of drop in here and show you some of the things we're doing. Howdy folks, back with you for a last look here on the 500 Searay. As you can see, the panels are back in. Turned out real nice. The owner in this case did not want to opt for panels from the original OEM that made them for the boat, but I have similar material that I can cut and route that looks real similar for a little bit less money, and really, unless you're looking real close, you can't tell. The big difference is radiused edges on the panels, but other than that, it's very similar stuff. Anyway, gauge is back in, hooked up. System is integrated to the existing Raymarine Pilot, to SmartCraft, and also to the VHF radio. The VHF radio was a real situation on this boat because it was so incorrectly installed from a data standpoint. They had a data output going to the speaker input. So whoever did this really didn't have a good grip on maybe what they were doing. But anyway, just want to show you kind of how things turned out here. Looks real nice. The wiring underneath has been cleaned up. I believe I've showed that to you enough. And get a little closer here so you get a better view of the helm and coloring, how the panels turned out, and it doesn't look too bad. So, as always, if you'd like to contact us, we'd love to hear from you. South Shore Marine Electronics at oh.rr.com is our email address, and our phone number is 216-407-6553. 216-407-6553. Thanks so much for watching.